So we are halfway through 2024. How are GPU prices for Nvidia, AMD? Let's do a little shopping. The best ways to jump right at it and then see what's going on with these prices. Let's go on Amazon that everybody has access to, so it's not like Micro Center or localized stores. At least in the US, you can order it, from any state. So let's start all the way at the top. The RTX 4090. I'm taking a look right here as I talk to you guys. All right, so we do have the first GPU up is a gigabyte for 1806. I guess that's better than $2,000, but remember the MSRP for a 4090 should be $1,599, so hopefully we can see some models getting closer. Now, there's another gigabyte 4090 here, a little bit lower end one, not the master, for $1,500. That's curious. That's the first time I've really ever have seen a 4090 for under MSRP. I mean, obviously, sometimes you can get some sketchy deals on Amazon, but they have a pretty good return policy. But then kind of on further inspection, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but it is, it's shipping from, a foreign country. You can see here, I believe it might be in Chinese or something like that. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. And then going down the line, you see that there's an MSI, the liquid cooled one for $1895. I've seen those for more than that at times, so that seems to be at least within the ballpark. But then as we go down, we see another 4090 for $1799. Let's see, a PNY for $1739. Those tend to be okay. At least there's a decent amount in stock. Obviously, you do have some that are like over $2,000, like the Asus Strix, but I think this is kind of like third-party pricing in a way, because it should be, I believe, $1999. So I guess if you want a 4090, you can find it for under $2,000, and you're likely on average still going to spend at least $1,800, I believe, even on the regular models, if you discount sort of that $1,500 one, which may be a little bit sketchy. Let's say if you don't want to spend that much, 4080 Super. I saw that there was one on sale recently for like $949. Let's see what we see here. As you can see, the 4080 Super is staying a lot closer to MSRP of $999. You can see this PNY one here, which is the top one, is for $1,009.99. So that's close enough. That's not terrible. Most of them are under $1,100, which is good to see. As we scroll down here, we see all of the 4080 Supers. Just be careful you're not buying a 4080 and it's a 4080 Super. Even though there's not that big of a difference, it's still the newer GPU, so you want to make sure to get the cheaper one. And then here we do see an MSRP one for $999. If you guys search around for deals, there's not one on Amazon, but sometimes Newegg may have it. I did see a 4080 Super for $949 recently, so that does exist. Now, let's see on the AMD end, a 7900 XTX. Let's see what we can find here. That's going to be close in price to the 4080 Super. Now, we see a Power Color, $949, a Sapphire, $999 with a save $10 coupon. Then the cheapest one here, $929, another $929. This is a 7900 XTX. Now, I'm not sure if that's really worth it compared to the 4080 Super, especially with all the DLSS 3 and things like that. At that level, maybe people would prefer the 4080 Super, just because it's a little bit stronger with the Nvidia software, and it just has DLSS 3, which can be good if you're into those games that actually utilize that. We do see a 7900 XT for $689. Now, that's not terrible. That's coming down in price closer to like a 4070 Super. Let's see the 4070 Ti Super, which is a good high-end GPU. Now, this is going to be closer to $800 on average. Here we see a PNY 4070 Ti Super, $769. That's not a bad price. You're going to get 16 gigabytes of VRAM, so no complaints there. It's going to be able to do 4K. The 4070 Ti Super did get a nice, spec upgrade over the 4070 Ti, so I would definitely go for that. And unless you get like a 7900 XT for a really big discount, I'm not too sure if it's worth it to go that route, but then it's going to be up to your preference and what you find, more exactly. Then obviously the 4070 Super is going to be a very popular GPU, $599 MSRP. Here we can see the first card, $584.99. So that's a pretty good sale. That's for For a GPU, I know it's not a big discount. They don't really discount them all that much. So even when you see $15 or $20 off, especially the newest GPUs, you can consider it an okay sale. Obviously, in terms of like relative terms, a really good sale would be $50 off or $100 off, but that's kind of rare to see. Here's a 4070 Super Galax for $574.99. And a lot under 600, a couple above 600, but there's a lot in stock. Remember the GPU shortage? That's definitely been gone for years now. And obviously, as you get down a little bit more, you do have a 7800 XT, the AMD GPU. This is going to be under $500. Some do go up to $549. So maybe it's a good $100 less than the 4070 Super. Now, really, the 4070, the original one, is going to be the one that competes with the 7800 XT a little bit more. And there aren't too many of those around. It's been kind of really replaced by the 4070 Super. So when it comes down to that level of GPU, I would prefer the 4070 Super just because of ray tracing, a little bit better on that GPU versus the 7800 XT. The performance is definitely a really big step up from the 4070. It's almost as good as the 4070 Ti, the current 4070 Super. So it got a pretty nice spec bump. The 4080 Super was the only one of the three Super GPUs that didn't get too much of a spec bump, but 4070 Super did, and obviously the 4070 Ti Super, it's not that much faster than a 4070 Ti that had 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but the extra 4 gigabytes of VRAM at 16 will make a difference at higher resolution, higher textures, ray tracing, so that's definitely nice to have. So prices aren't all that different, but there is a lot of availability, and this is just Amazon. I'm sure if you check on Newegg, even if you go around on Best Buy and things like that, you're certainly going to see a lot of GPUs in stock. So it's good to see at least prices coming down a little bit, and obviously we have to wait for RTX 5000 and see what's going on when those release. Alright guys, let me know what you think about the current GPU prices. Have you bought a GPU recently or know anybody that has, or are you going to hold out maybe for more sales, or even the RTX 50 series when that finally hits? Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.